Straight to a Fox weather alert. Devastating flash flood in central Texas, leaving at least 24 dead.
And a search is on for more than 24 summer campers who are still missing.
Fox weather meteorologist Bain Froney is live in hard-hit Kerrville with more. Hey, Bain.
Hey, you guys. Yeah, waking up this morning, just catastrophic damage right now. This search and rescue effort has been going on for over 24 hours now. Just this flood water completely ripping homes off of their foundation. You can see that right behind me. The foundation and the porch of this home is all that is left. Now, we've already seen about 24 confirmed dead so far from this flooding incident, over 24 still missing. Among those that are missing are those little girls that were at all-girls camp that was along the Guadalupe River. And those efforts are still continuing. They were continuing overnight. And as we move throughout the next few hours, family, parents, the community just praying for any information about their loved ones. Now, the governor of Texas did issue a disaster declaration for 15 counties, hundreds and thousands of first responders just doing everything that they can in order to hopefully find some survivors, finding some people safe throughout this entire incident. The governor did hold a press conference last night. Here's what he had to say.
We will stop at nothing to ensure that every asset and person and plane and whatever is needed is going to be involved in the process of rescuing every last person and ensure everybody involved in this is going to be fully accounted for.
Texas authorities have confirmed over 300 water rescues have occurred in the past 24 hours, bound to be a lot more as we move throughout the next few hours as this situation continues to unfold. And, you know, as we speak throughout the state of Texas, there are current water rescues going on. The flooding is going to be continuing on. What was going on is what we call a flood wave, where you have this surge of water that's going to be moving throughout the river, moving downstream, now going to be impacting even more communities farther south throughout the day. So these flash flood warnings need to be taken incredibly seriously, and they will be going on throughout the next day or so. So we'll be keeping a very close eye on this situation. And as we move throughout the next few days, there is a possibility of isolated showers, a few storms still popping up in this area. So there is the possibility of more rain to come as we move throughout the rest of the day today. I'll send it back to you guys.
Okay, Bain Froney, live for us in Kerrville, Texas. Bain, thank you.
Thanks, Bain.
You know, this is a hill country, and they just received so much rain so quickly that there was nowhere for the water to go but down into the Guadalupe River, which became 30 feet high in a matter of 45 minutes. And we're learning that the camps, you know, along this river dotted with cabins, and it's this campground that's beloved by people all over Texas, and people even come from other states to camp out in this area. But in this particular camp where these little children are still missing, the cabins where the older girls were staying were on an elevated ground, and the little cabins for the 8-year-olds were the closest to the river, and 23 kids are still missing. And now their parents are all over social media posting pictures of their children, frantic. I just imagine being a mom or dad of one of those beautiful little girls that you don't know where your child is. I mean, imagine being separated from your child for 5 minutes, let alone this long. But we did speak to Brian Trasher, who's the vice president of the United Cajun Navy. He's running point for the rescue teams who are down there in Kerrville. He's doing that from Louisiana. And he says that there is still hope that these little girls are alive.
One of the lessons we learned from Hurricane Helene in Western North Carolina is that connectivity is everything. We had a lot of volunteers and donors send us Starlink units back then in North Carolina, and we were able to get them up into the mountains using the Mountain Mule Packer team and side-by-sides and other. And once we were able to get people connected, the missing persons list went from about 4,000 down to under 1,000 within a couple of days. So let's hope that right now that these young people are just incommunicado and not actually missing. And we're going to keep hoping for the best. Just very dangerous, fast-moving water. Running through valleys, and of course, you're talking about Texas Hill Country. Very hard to navigate. Very hard. It's still life-threatening to even the rescue operations, much less to the victims.
You know, the shocking video showing those cabins just lifted off their moorings and drifting down the river. Any parent who's ever dropped their kid off at camp it's an audible gasp when you see those pictures.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking, to say the least. I can't imagine. I've got a 6-year-old daughter, and just, reporting on this story makes my gut flinch. And I hope that there is a miracle, one in the chamber for us out there, and that these young girls are found alive. But thank God for first responders. Thank God that there are people in this world that make it their life's work to respond to stuff like this and save lives and recover people and do the best they can to help us move forward. I guess one person